Neeraj, I would like to start with you here. How can technology bridge the gap between the health equity, in different across India, and from the use of drones, we've been seeing how they are being used in rural India to actually detecting cancer in a village?
Thank you, Ambika. It's really nice to see you in person, Mr. Bachchan. Zoom is not the same, I must say. So thank you. I think, Ambika, you started off with the challenge of a large country with a lot of people, geographically dispersed. And the equity issue becomes larger because of the urban-rural divide. So there is actually, if you look at the shortage of manpower that we have, the only way to actually leapfrog that is possibly by using technology to get there. There are three large issues. One is about awareness of health, and thanks to COVID, I think we've all become very aware of our health right up to our villages. The second is access. And access with the help of telehealth, with the help of really technology, we need to provide access to our rural population. We also, the third big piece is going to be about ensuring that they get the right kind of quality of services right at their doorstep. And to do all of that, there is no way that our manpower, our human resources are going to get there very soon. So the only way for us to do that is through technology. And I just want to use one simple example, eSanjeevani, which is a telehealth platform, which is supported by the Government of India, is currently, they've got 1 lakh health and wellness centers which are using it. There are 12,000 hubs, and they've run about 65 million telehealth consultations in our rural areas. So those are the kind of examples that we need to have to really reach out and create access for our.
So telehealth, just going back to the drones, because that's something new we've seen, in a place like Arunachal Pradesh, how they're really using drones so that healthcare can reach last mile connectivity.
Yeah, so that's of course, drones is it's also something which is very interesting. We are seeing that across the world, but in Arunachal, which is a hard to reach kind of a geography, it's been very, very useful for reaching the last mile, which, you have to walk for 3 days to get somewhere, but a drone is able to do that. So we've been running a pilot program. This is supported by USAID and also under the Samridh program. And really looking at how we can deliver medicines, vaccines, blood as required, and that could possibly be the future in order to reach our populations which are hard to reach across the country.
I was just wanting to know how drones are being used in the kind of campaign that we've been trying to design here.
Sir, there are a lot of places in India which you have to cross rivers, mountains, etc. to get there. So especially our immunization program cannot be complete unless we reach the last mile. And to reach those places, if you go, there aren't roads, etc. So to get there itself takes a few days in most places. So drones are being used to actually deliver vaccines to those locations. They've got, of course, the ASHA workers, the A&M workers in those locations. They're receiving them and they're actually using them. Blood transportation is another big one, especially in emergency care. So that again, so at the moment, still in trial phases, but this could be a game changer for India, sir, especially in hard-to-reach areas.
Is there any concept of making large enough drones to be able to carry larger packets?
At the moment, they're still small packages. The vaccine packages, it's like a small little container. Blood, again, in emergency, a small container is able to do it. Large drones, there are also issues of, the whole security and safety issues. So, so that's why currently the trials that are happening are mostly on the small drones. But eventually, I'm hoping that we'll be able to create that security infrastructure to be able to move larger equipment, etc., going forward.
If there is a primary medical facility,
right, sir,
in say a rural area, where some very basic equipment and medical help is there, and if someone wants to have, say, a blood test to be able to detect the disease, how long does it take?
So the problem is blood samples have to reach a lab. And that's another part.
So that's why I was asking.
Right, sir.
Can there be made provision where the person is able to extract the blood, but be able to send it via drone?
Absolutely.
To a laboratory, get it tested and send the result back?
Absolutely, sir. And the government is setting up a lot of labs in every block. So actually the transportation is not just one way, it's both ways.
Yeah.
So you could get samples, even for tuberculosis, getting samples to the lab to be able to test, that will be both ways you'll have traffic.
I say this because a lot of drones are being made here in India now, in companies in Hyderabad, where they're able to test a particular kind of water, which is going to be suitable for agriculture. So the same methodology, if it can be used in the medical field, that'd be very
I
helpful.
suppose delivering medicines
Yeah.
and